Well, you know what they say, right? Never change jobs, change where you live, and have a baby in the same year. And
Right.
clearly that has not slowed you down.
Well, that wasn't all planned at the same time. So, um, but man, being a mom is something that I underrated my entire life till I actually became a mom. I was always like, I don't know if I want kids or, my career is really important to me and I love coaching and I don't know if I want the distractions. And then when we had our first son, I was like, okay, I get what the hype is with being a mom.
It's a lot,
Yes.
though. Let's be
Oh,
clear.
it's a lot.
When you were doing your press conference last week and Boone like crawled up into your arms, I was like,
Yeah,
oh,
I know. And he's just getting to the point we can kind of take him on some, travel trips. So he's fun and he loves being around the team. He loves the players. So that's always so cute.
Well, he's
yeah.
got a bunch of aunties that are just looking after him,
Exactly.
and it's probably like it's like free daycare whenever you bring him around. It's incredible.
Our players are always like, "We'll come babysit." I'm like, "Well, I don't know if I trust you guys quite
Yeah, right.
that much. But you can babysit on the court when I'm very close by."
Yeah. Do you trust your players enough to go on a date night with Lane and actually take a date night? No, maybe not.
Maybe not yet.
Not yet.
Okay,
Not.
Danny, let's get into it because we have a lot to talk about. Your first year, we need to understand what were your expectations for this first year as a head coach? Like, meaning, did you have yourself at undefeated 24 games in and not have dropped a single set in the Big Ten this year? Like, did you think that was that a goal of yours?
Definitely not to be undefeated. I had high expectations for this team, like that we would be in the hunt to win a national championship, but I didn't know exactly what that journey would look like and the day to day. So I do feel like it's far exceeded expectations, but I also think this team is just so mature and they're so hungry that it makes our jobs as coaches a little bit easier because the team takes care of a lot of things on their own. So I was, of course, expecting us to be great, but certainly not undefeated and certainly not dropping a set in the Big Ten so far. And every game, I'm looking over at my assistant coach. I'm like, "This is the game. This team's definitely going to beat us a set." And then we play great, so they continue to just exceed our expectations.
How is it because you came in for a legendary coach in John Cook? How do you balance that? Because he had such a successful program. You played under him, you coached under him. But how do you put also that stamp of like, but I also want to make it my own, right? Like, what's that balance like? Because that has to be difficult as well.
It is difficult. I think John, so many of the qualities that he has as a coach are what coaches around the country they try to replicate, and I'm not any different. And he was a mentor for me, and the way I train is certainly, I took from John. But I will say some of the way I can put a stamp on it on my own is just my personality and the way that I communicate to the team and the way we're a really collaborative group. I'm huge on that as a head coach. So I really trust my players to give me honest feedback when it comes to taking days off or the team needs more of this or less of this. And it never has to be my way or the highway. And I think our team has really like grasped that. They love the collaboration and they love the ownership. And
Yeah.
John was so good for so long. Like he had his way. He had his plan, and there wasn't a lot of deviating from that. So I think this team is enjoying I don't know, kind of the surprises, or oh, we can't ask for that, and oh, we will take some ownership in that. But then sometimes it's a little too much, right? You're like, okay,
Right.
no, we're not going to do that. But at least I feel comfortable asking.
Yeah, well, I think that's one of the things I value the most about the way I've learned the way you've been coaching, because it's a modernized version of what I think the best way of coaching in terms of having it be about the whole person. To me, when I first was coached by Pia Sundhage, she was a coach back in 2008 to 2012. She allowed me to step into my like whole personhood and into my whole humanity. What about that? Like, where did you learn that? Was that from growing up? Like, why is it important to you as a leader of this team to want to like individualize the approach with every athlete and to coach the fullness of who they are, not just the robotic athletic part?
I just think, being in a program like Nebraska as a player really shapes, I think, a lot. And I think that's where I learned like this is so important to a lot of people, not just people at the university, but I want all of our athletes to have the full experience, not just the volleyball experience. And I think I got like such a volleyball experience. Then I went away to Tennessee and to Louisville and realized there's so many amazing places that can really shape who you are. And I just didn't want that to get lost in my coaching or at a place like Nebraska where volleyball is so serious. And this is, of course, why people come here, why players want to be a part of this program is the volleyball piece, but there's so much more to it. And I just think that playing here really, made me realize the things I want to do and with volleyball wise, but that I could really attack a lot of the missing pieces.
If I could, I would like hug you through this screen right now because that is like, I wish we could clone you as well. Like that is the piece that I think is the element that's missing in so many coaches. Well, I mean, there's a lot of coaches that have the X's and O's and they're great tactically and all those things. But that piece of like, you know what? There's also joy you should be finding outside of the sport. I mean, when you were at a press conference and I was listening to it and you found out that your coach, that some of the players had gone to the Tate McRae concert the night before the game, right? And you were like, oh, okay, that's fine. And they were basically in the press conference going, are you fine with that? Because it's like the night before a game. And you were like, yeah, they'll be fine. I trust them. Like they know. Yeah. Like, and I love that because it's like, hey, yeah, you can have a life outside of sports. You can find joy outside of sports. I heard you even take them like cowboy hat shopping. Is that true?
Yeah. Well, we were going to Nashville and somebody like a local company was like, we'll come and design hats for everybody. And I was like, I'm in for that. So let's get them for everybody. And then they've been wearing them for concerts, which has been great.